Clear thinking is a skill anyone can learn. And the first question matters more than most people realize. You often feel pressure to fix things quickly. You want a clear plan and a fast result, so you jump into action. But it helps to slow down. Right here and shape the first question carefully. The first question acts like a filter. It decides what you notice and what you ignore. It shapes the data you collect and the kind of answers you accept. If the first question is vague, the whole process becomes vague. If the first question is clear, everything becomes easier to test. And understand that most problems do not fall apart at the end. They fail at the start when the first question is weak. The quality of the first question shapes the quality of the solution. Good thinking begins with a clean list that you separate facts from guesses. This sounds simple, but many people mix what they saw with what they believe. They mix data with opinion and treat the whole blend as truth. A better approach is to write down only what you actually know. Keep it short and plain. Do not add extra meaning or a story. Stick to what can be checked, then write down what you do not know. Do not hide it or pretend to be more certain than you are. This step reduces confusion and false confidence. You can use this rule in daily problem solving. When you face a problem, list the facts that would hold up in front of a careful person. Label the rest as guesses. This protects your solution from hidden errors. Strong solutions begin with clear facts, not assumptions. Every plan rests on beliefs. Many of these beliefs stay silent. You do not say them out loud or write them down. You simply build on them. That is what makes them risky. A hidden assumption can shape the entire plan without being tested. Assumptions should be treated as weak points until proven. You do not have to reject them, but you should not trust them automatically. Ask what must be true for your idea to work. Then name those points clearly. You can do this in a simple way. Look at your plan and list the parts that rely on words like probably, most likely, or should. Those are your assumptions. Then decide which ones matter most. Some do not affect much, but others support the whole structure. Once you see the key assumptions, stop treating them like facts. Treat them like claims that need checking. This turns a fragile solution into a stronger one. Unchecked assumptions lead to unreliable results. Clear definition is not optional. Many problems are described in loose terms. People say things like it is not working or we need to improve. These phrases sound real, but they do not point to a clear target. A problem needs to be stated in simple words before you try to solve it. You begin by describing what is happening and what you want to explain. If you cannot say the problem clearly, you do not yet have a real problem statement. You only have a feeling. A good problem statement is specific. It names what is happening, when it happens, where it happens, and what counts as success. It avoids broad labels and uses plain language that anyone can understand. When you define the problem clearly, you cut down false paths and make it easier to test solutions. A clear problem statement leads to a clearer path forward. Strong thinking can face failure. People often look only for support. They search for signs that they are right and collect examples that match their plan. This feels safe, but it weakens the idea. A strong claim must be open to being proven wrong. If you cannot say what would show your idea is wrong, then the idea is not clear or not tied to reality in a testable way. You can apply this easily. Take your main idea and state what you expect to happen if it is correct. Then state what result would count as a failure of the idea. This does not mean you want to fail. It means you want a clean and honest test. This step also protects you from fooling yourself. It forces you to be clear about what you would accept as real evidence. Strong ideas are built to face DISPR. Words can hide confusion. It is easy to use fancy terms like strategy, system, optimization, alignment, or efficiency. These words can help, but they can also cover a lack of clarity. When your words are unclear, your thinking becomes unclear too. If you truly understand something, you should be able to explain it plainly. This is not about oversimplifying. It is about removing fog. Fog hides weak links, while clear words reveal them. A useful test is to explain your problem and your plan using normal language. Avoid special terms unless you clearly define them. Keep sentences short. Focus on cause and effect. State what changes, what stays the same, and what you expect to see. When your language becomes clear, your thinking becomes easier to test. Other people can understand it, question it, and improve it. Clear language supports clear thought. Testing is not the final step. Many people plan for too long. They try to perfect the idea in their heads and wait until everything feels ready. But a plan that has not been tested is still just a guess. Ideas become real when they meet reality early. A test does not need to be large. It needs to be honest, with a clear result that could surprise you. Early testing does three things. It shows whether the idea can work at all. It shows which part fails first. And it forces you to define what success means in measurable terms. That last step alone improves your thinking. You can make this practical in everyday work. Build the smallest test that can give real feedback. Do it quickly. Record what happens. Do not explain away the result. Then update the plan. Early testing turns ideas into more reliable solutions. Bias enters quietly. Your mind does not like conflict. When facts do not fit your plan, you may look away. You might call those facts noise or say they do not matter. This is a common mistake. It is easy to fool yourself, and self-deception does not feel like lying. It feels like normal, reasonable thinking. That is why it is hard to catch. A simple defense is to look directly at what does not fit. List the facts that challenge your idea. Do not rush to explain them away. Ask what these facts could mean if you take them seriously. Sometimes they show a small fix. Sometimes they show the whole idea is wrong. Both outcomes are useful. When you face unwanted facts early, you save time and reduce failure. Honest thinking includes the facts you do not like. Ignoring facts leads straight to bad solutions. Group support can be misleading. It feels safer when many people agree with you. If a team says yes, the idea seems solid. If a leader approves, it feels confirmed. But agreement is not proof. You want checks that do not depend on who believes what. You want results that hold up, even if no one likes them. That is a higher standard than simple agreement. Groups can still be useful, but they have limits. They can share the same blind spots. They can reward smooth talk. They can avoid hard truths to keep peace. When that happens, agreement becomes a social signal, not a signal of truth. A strong team is built for testing, not just comfort. People should be free to point out weak spots. Data should be easy to review. Claims should be easy to challenge. This makes the work stronger, even if decisions take a bit longer. Agreement is not the same as being correct. A plan is a draft, not a law. Good thinking includes revision. Many people see revision as failure and feel they must defend their first idea, but revision is normal. You update your view when new results appear. That is not weakness. It is part of the process. If you lock in too early, you stop learning. You keep pushing even when results are poor. You spend energy protecting the plan instead of improving it. A simple approach is to decide in advance what would make you change. Your mind. Set clear signs and thresholds. State what new fact would require a new plan. This keeps you honest and flexible. Revision should be steady and calm. Keep what works. Remove what fails. Simplify when you can. Then test again. This is how good solutions grow over time. Strong thinking changes when new facts appear. Smart questions come from a steady habit. Good. Problem solving is not about being fast. It is about being disciplined in a simple way. You define the problem. You list what is known. You name assumptions. You ask what would prove the idea wrong. You test early. You revise when needed. These steps sound plain, and that is why they work. They are easy to repeat. They do not require special talent, only honesty and structure. You can turn this into a routine. Before solving anything, pause and make the first question clear. Build your thinking on facts. Expose assumptions. Use plain language. Test quickly. Respect the results. Update the plan. Over time, this becomes a stable way of thinking. It reduces wasted effort and false confidence. It improves decisions in work, learning, and daily life. Smart solutions do not begin with smart answers. They begin with smart, honest questions.